Okay, now we will do some more examples of using the point-slope formula in this video, and then we'll have one more video that shows the linear modeling. So again, let's say that we want to find the equation of a line that goes through the point 4, -1 and is parallel to the line y equals 3x plus 1. Remember, the first thing you do, no matter what method you're using and no matter what information you're given, is to find the slope. But I've not been given the slope, and I haven't been given 2 points. I only have 1 point. We know that we need to find the slope from the line that it's parallel to, because parallel is a slope word, so that's kind of the clue. So if it's parallel to the line y equals 3x plus 1, what is the slope of the line y equals 3x plus 1? The slope of that line is 3. Now don't just take the number in front of the x. You need to make sure that it's in slope-intercept form first and then take the number in front of there. So if it's parallel to the line y equals 3x plus 1, the line y equals 3x plus 1 has a slope of 3, so I know that I want a slope of 3. Now if I wanted a perpendicular line, what slope would I use? Okay, if that had said perpendicular instead of parallel, I would have done a -1/3. I'd do a negative reciprocal. All right, so we have a slope of 3. Now that I've gotten the slope off of that line, I don't look at the line ever again. So just throw it away, cross it out, don't get tempted to look at it. Now that I've got my slope and I have a point, I'll plug everything into the formula. So I have y minus -1, because that's my y value, is equal to the slope, which is 3, times x minus 4, because 4 is my x value. Simplified, I'd get y plus 1 on the left, and distributing the 3, I'd get 3x minus 12 on the right. I'm not done yet. I need to get it in one of the acceptable forms, which would either be standard form or slope-intercept form. We'll do slope-intercept form because I like it better. Subtract 1, so we get y equals 3x minus 13. We'll graph it quickly. There's the intercept of -13, up 3 over 1, and there's my line. So let's see, does it go through the point 4, -1? Let's look on the graph. Start at the origin, go over 4, down 1. Yep, it sure does. Is it parallel to y equals 3x plus 1? You don't need to check this, but we could graph it, and they sure look parallel to me. We can check that they're parallel because they have the same slope, so that's an easier way to look at it. Okay, next example. Let's say it passes through the point 0, -8, and is perpendicular to -5x plus y equals 4. Okay, if we need to find the slope, again, the first thing we do is we look at that line that it's perpendicular to. Does that line have a slope of -5? No, we have to get y by itself first. So let's add 5x to both sides. We have y equals 5x plus 4. So the slope of this line is 5. What slope do I want? I want the slope to be perpendicular. So that line has a slope of 5. I want my slope to be -1/5. I change the sign and I flip it. Flipping 5, that's like 5 over 1, so it becomes 1 over 5. Now I don't look at that equation again. I don't look at the 4, I don't look at the 5. I totally throw that away. I only hold on to my slope of -1/5 and my point, which is 0, -8. So plug everything into the formula. Y minus a -8 equals -1/5 times x minus 0, which would be y plus 8 equals -1/5 x plus 0, which we don't really need to write there. Subtract 8 from both sides, we have y equals -1/5 x minus 8. Let's graph it to make sure that it looks okay. My slope is down 1 over 5. And there's my line. Checking it against the information given, it passes through 0, -8. Yes, that's the blue dot. And it's perpendicular to y equals 5x plus 4. That's just kind of bonus to graph it. You don't need to graph that green line. But they do look perpendicular, so that's kind of just checking. Now notice something. Did I need to do any of that blue work? Look at the information you were given kind of closely. You were given a point and a perpendicular line. So we got the slope of the perpendicular line. That works. All the red work is necessary. But the blue work was actually unnecessary. Why? Okay, the point I was given, because it had 0 in the x spot, the point I was given was the y-intercept. So I could have, once I did that red work, I could have just written down my line, y equals negative 1/5 x minus 8, because I know my intercept, my y-intercept is negative 8. Okay, here's another one. It passes through the point negative 2, 7, and it's perpendicular to the line x equals 3. Now, what kind of line is x equals 3? There's only one variable in it, so it must either be perpendicular, or excuse me, it must either be vertical or horizontal. Which one is it? Okay, x equals 3 is vertical. So that slope is undefined. If I want a perpendicular slope, then I'd want 0. The negative reciprocal of undefined is 0, because undefined means I have 0 on the bottom. So if I flip it, I have 0 on the top, and 0 on the top is just fine. 0 on the top is 0. So it's a horizontal line. Now we can use the formula on this. It's not wrong to, but I want to show you that you can do these whenever you've got horizontal and vertical lines. You can do them just on the graph. Those ones you have my permission to do on the graph. The others you need to use the formulas. So let's put everything we know over there on our graph. There's x equals 3, and there's my point negative 2, 7. If I want a perpendicular line, where will it be? It has to go through the blue point and be perpendicular to the green line. Okay, it's right there. Very good. What is the equation of that line? Since it is horizontal, I know that it has to be y equals a number. X equals a number are vertical lines. Y equals a number are horizontal lines. So y equals what? What does y equal there? Well, we can count up on the graph and see what y equals, but also look at the point. Negative 2, 7, y is equal to 7. Okay, now we can use the formula. For horizontal lines, you can still use the formula if you'd like to. So let's put everything in. Y minus 7 equals 0 times x minus a negative 2. So we just get y minus 7 equals 0. Add 7 to both sides, and we get y equals 7. There's not a wrong way to do it. Both ways work. Okay, and that will be our next video. So go look at the 4th video for this part.